Hello. Today, enjoy some SYIL delivery ASMR. So today we're going to take a look at the delivery of our SYIL X7. This is a really exciting point in our lives and in our business, so we want to show you what it looks like to take delivery and do the initial setup of a machine like this. All of our machines, like the CNC and the laser cutter and all that stuff, have been built from the ground up ever since starting Motiv. This is the first time we've purchased a big machine like this. So obviously this was new territory for us.
How do we unload it? We don't have a forklift, we don't even have a pallet jack. We had initially considered getting riggers to help us out with that, but they were extremely expensive, and at the last minute they tried to increase the price by almost double. So we just borrowed a neighbor's forklift and had them help us unload it from the truck. One of the biggest challenges that we faced was that trucking companies are notoriously difficult to deal with in terms of exact delivery dates. So we needed an exact time when we could borrow a forklift, but it was hard to predict exactly when our machine was going to arrive. Another challenge we faced was that it was crooked in the truck, which meant that not only did we have to back it out slowly, but we first had to get it squared off so that the forklift could actually get under it.
Luckily, Gary is an extremely accomplished forklift driver and was able to remove this box easily without getting anything scratched. Truck, trailer, forklift, nothing. You can see how tight the fit was there. This box was the same exact size as the door it needed to come out of, so it was not an easy job.
The machine weighs about 4,800 pounds or so, maybe a little bit more than that with the pallet. And so it was difficult to find a forklift that actually had the weight capacity to be able to comfortably lift that off of the truck. The other concern was that the forks need to extend under the entire load so that it doesn't tip forward off the end, and we needed 6-foot forks to do that. Even the forklift we ended up using only has about 5-foot forks, which ended up working but was a little nerve-wracking.
Yippee!
Hats off to SYIL for how they package everything. It looked like everything was intact, it was well waterproofed, and it was protected from the elements during shipping. The spindle was secured, all of the axes were locked down. It was clear that nothing had rattled around or moved during shipping, and everything was ready to go as soon as we got it out of the box.
We spent time going through, looking at absolutely everything. It was really exciting. I had to press every single button on the front of the machine while it was turned off. We then started exploring what the machine came with. So we have a power inverter that was packaged in the back. It was really heavy.
Not much actually came in the box other than the machine itself. We got a couple lines for air and coolant. We got a washdown hose, some basic tools for lifting and moving it around. All of the tooling, coolant, vices, all the accessories we got are going to come later.
As we were going through the little tackle box they gave us, we found the keys to the back electrical cabinet. We were both really excited to see what the electronics were going to look like. We also learned that the keys are captive while you're trying to undo the electrical locks. Is it like the key to a nuke where we need both keys turning at the same time, Tay?
Maybe? Is there another key?
You can't get in the cabinet unless you have both keys. There is another key. I can't imagine that.
It's captive. It doesn't
turn
let the key
180
out.
degrees.
Oh.
Well, I guess we'll keep both keys. God damn. We then spent more time pushing all the buttons, looking around, saying, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
This is so awesome, Mike.
Which, as you can see from the sped up footage, lasted quite a long time.
After we got it out of the box and the waterproof packaging, our next challenge was to move it into the back of the shop where it's going to live. To initially slide it, we just used these machine skates which have a really high weight capacity and a toe jack to lift it off the floor. This worked great, and we were able to push it by hand all the way into the back of the shop, where we then used a forklift to lift it up and get the pallet under the bottom. We thought that getting it off the back of the truck initially was going to be the hardest part of the process, but it turns out getting the pallet off was even more nerve-wracking. We borrowed our neighbor's even smaller forklift and got it mostly under the center of gravity of the machine, but it was pretty precarious. The forks don't extend under the entire casting, so it was fairly unstable, which we were pretty nervous about. Our main goal in all of this was don't drop the machine. Even after adding a strap, we were pretty nervous about this. Once we got it lifted, we unbolted the pallet from the bottom of the machine, separated the feet from the pallet, reinstalled the feet, and then dropped it on the floor. We did this as carefully as possible. We really took our time and tried to not drop the machine. After Mike managed to reinstall the feet onto the bottom of the casting, we dropped the machine down and finally we were done. The machine is in the shop, ready to go, and I can begin setting the rest of it up. The next steps are to wire everything in, get it powered up, and start making parts.